Well, it's that time of year. Everyone starts gathering around the Christmas tree, start thinking about the things that they, did over the year. So I think it's about time that I did my yearly wrap up and share my thoughts and talk about what happened this year. So for me, this year was full of a lot of new things and a lot of surprises. And I did a lot of things, from going on trips to playing a lot of games that I usually wouldn't play and actually enjoyed, to making new friends and doing collabs that I never thought I would, to, just experiencing great things with the community. So the first thing I want to talk about is all the trips I went on. I went on a lot of different trips this year, from going to Universal with my family, which was a fantastic time, and it was the first time I ever went to Universal. It was a nice, good experience. I enjoyed vlogging it, but I also enjoyed living in the moment, spending time with my father, who I almost lost a couple years ago due to, unfortunate things, and I was very blessed to have this time with my family, and that was one of the big things for me, that I was able to enjoy time with them, sit back, have laughs, have a good time, and I even went with a good friend of mine, and overall, I've really genuinely enjoyed having that time with my family. We went to Duluth for a regionals for Weiss. Haven't done that, and I think since COVID. I mean, I went, I think 2 years ago with Goth Mom and a couple other friend of ours that live in the Atlanta area, but it's nice to get back into it and do singles. I actually genuinely haven't done a singles elimination since before COVID, so it was nice to get back into the grind. And we're going next year, which I'll talk in the next video, but we're going next year for another regionals, and it's going to be a good time. Genuinely have fun. I have stuff ready to go. I have things I want to do. It's going to be a very good time, and I get to go back to Universal, which is why I'm bringing it up. We get to go back, and I get to show my buddy Cade like what it's like, and it's just genuinely a fun, good time. So I forgot to talk about anime cons and stuff like that when I originally recorded earlier in the day before I got busy, but we went to Animazement, we went to Ichiban Con, we did a bunch of cons this year, as well as a lot of little events with Hidden Block and stuff of that nature for Boxer-chan and for myself. I went and stealth camped at one point, went and did stuff with friends at Animazement, like I walked around with PD and did stuff with them, and it was just a very good time. I had a very good time spending time with my friends. The cons were fantastic, got to talk to people, met a couple people who actually know who I am. If you know who you are, nice to talk to you and see you again. But I just had a very good time, so let's continue back on what's going on in the video. Another thing that I was able to experience and set out to do was play a bunch of new games that I never got to do, like play or thought interest of. Like, I got to play Buckshot Roulette with a bunch of different people. I got to sit down and play Oxenfree through the whole game. I sat down and I was able to beat Breath of the Wild in one go. I generally had a very good lineup of games this year, and by the time this video comes out, I think we might do it. I think we're going to do it on the Christmas Eve party, or the Christmas Day after party, whenever I have that thing. But I'm going to sit down and rank all the games I played this year, and I generally just had a good time playing games. And I intend to play a lot more, and I'm going to start like an RPG night so I can go through and beat the very long games that I have. Overall, there was a lot of good games that came out this year. I had a very good time having time with the community, sitting back, just chilling, having a good time. TCG Sim was one of the biggest games I ended up playing this year. Even though it's like a small indie game, I've had a lot of sit down and just playing, sitting back after work, just relaxing, venting, unwinding and enjoying myself post-work because of that game. And it's definitely one that I really genuinely enjoy. I like the idea of having a store to sit back and being able to, run and like get practice in, essentially. So whenever Boxer-chan gets a store, I have an idea of what it could look like, how we could display stuff. It actually works out a lot of stuff in my mind that I wanted to see in practicality. The game actually allowed me to do it. And speaking of that, all the games we played allowed us to do a lot of charity work. We did a lot of charities work this year, from helping the people up in the western mountains of North Carolina, to raising money for the Video Game History Foundation, to raising money for Extra Life, where I played games at the local game store that I've been going to for 10 plus years, to be able to sit down and just like raise money to help the local kids. It's great. We've done a lot, and well, I'll address more on a community part later, but because of that, we were able to do a lot of charity work, and it was fantastic. So the games overall this year, we've done a lot, and I've generally enjoyed playing all of them. We made a lot of new friends this year, and there are a couple of standouts that I really want to address. But to all the people I've done collabs with, doing interviews, to doing new games that I've never done before, to being invited to a game show to like actually show off that I am a useless nerd that knows a lot of trivia, I've had a lot of good times this year. First one I want to shout out to. Actually, the first two I want to shout out are Barry and Lucy. These two have basically adopted me, and we all become like a good friend group. And I genuinely love you guys, platonically, of course, because a lot of people like to take stuff out of context and make ships. But I love you guys. You guys are very important to me. You've gotten to be important to me. We've done a lot. Heck, the day after I'm recording this, or the day before I'm recording this, we ended up playing Marvel Rivals for like 5 hours plus, just sitting back and enjoying. We did some on stream because Barry's, take a little break, but we spent time on stream just having a good time, shooting the crap, and just enjoying life and having a good time. And even afterwards, off stream, we still sat back and have a good time, and it's nice to do that. Those two are very good characters. They bring a light and like funniness to my life, and I really genuinely appreciate that. I love you both. You guys are amazing, and I hope 2025 treats us as well as the end of 2024 has, because oh boy, it's going to be a crazy year. I have a good feeling on it. Another person that I really wanted to bring up was Lay Sintra. She ended up becoming a real good friend out of nowhere after I did a interview for a VTuber group. She ended up helping me redesign my thumbnails, figuring out what I wanted to do. Then we ended up having a game show host. She invited me as a game show host. Ended up trying to get me back in the league, which kind of was successful. Not really, but it's in my mind. I got it in my head that, league's pretty all right. It's been 5 years, but now that, I played a little bit of ARAM, I might come back to it eventually next year. Being able to do Buckshot Roulette, her networking with me and getting to know other people, it's just a good time. And Lay's funny, like genuinely she is funny, and I had a very good time and getting to know her, and it's been a treat and a blessing. So Lay, thank you for being a friend. I appreciate you and love you, hon. You are an amazing person, and I'm glad to have gotten to know you. Then there's people I've interviewed. I was able to sit down and interview the local game store owner that I love and care deeply for at that store. I got to interview a couple of figureheads of different games and different people with different scenes on the internet, like Alex Hodges and Lunchbox, who are big key figureheads in the Weiss community. I was able to sit down and just talk to people and get to know people, get information across the internet that I would never genuinely had, and had a good insight. And that's something that I never thought I'd be able to do. I love doing the interviews. I love sitting down and just getting to know people, talk to them. I got to talk to a couple VTubers this year. I've gotten to extend out. I've had interactions with bigger streamers and bigger content creators, and it's been fun. I've genuinely been enjoying it and been making friends along the way. So to all of those friends I made this year, and all my continuing friends like Cade, I've done a lot of stuff over on Base Damage, doing the social media, making the thumbnails, being on there for different things. We ended up having a Base Damage meetup in Duluth. That's another big thing that I really never thought I'd get to have, but we ended up doing. And then finally meeting people in person, like Lunchbox. I actually got to meet my friend in person, actually sit down, talk, and share ideas, and just trade stories and have a good time and laugh. A lot of things happened this year between friends and making new collabs and doing stuff. Just been a very genuinely good year, and I think it's been fun. I've genuinely enjoyed it. Let me know down below, by the way, for what your favorite collab has been on stream or YouTube video wise this year. I think it's been a pretty good time. And honestly, I just started getting wrapped up in the moment. I forgot to address some very other important people. So I wanted to talk about Straw Tori, how she's been a great impact on me this year. Being able to manage her, get some new experiences for her, being able to help her get through the community, do a bunch of fundraisers on her end, having a good time. Tori, you are a fantastic person to work for and be with. You are a good friend of mine. I care about you deeply. You are genuinely someone I care about. And I can't believe I forgot about it, but I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, did I forget anyone? No, yeah, I did. Forgot Tori. Tori is such a very important person to me, and hon, you're a great person. You have done such a good impact on the community that you have fostered and take in new people. You've had a lot of new people come in. It's a good time. There is a reason why people come to you, okay? You are fantastic, you are loved, you are cherished, and I'm glad to be able to work with you. So remember that, and yeah, you are great. You really are. I also just want to especially thank my mods, because we went through a lot of stuff this year, which I'm not going to disclose on screen, but we went through a lot of stuff, and you guys have been there. You've done a lot for me, and I appreciate every single one of you so dang much. You guys have done a lot, and you've helped encourage the community, between Princess Dang coming in, just doing DJ streams, in the Discord just to have fun and get people interactive, to we ended up taking on a new mod, Drow, who's always there watching from behind the scenes, keeping up with the latest drama to keep people from coming into the chat, like with VTuber drama and stuff like that, to people who just do a lot of stuff behind the scenes and who are always there active in the chat. N12, Breeze of Priority, you're always there to support me, keep on going. Shy, you're always there in the background. Breeze, Timmy, Ryman, you're all there. Erratic Assassin, you're all there in the background helping me do stuff off screen and behind the scenes, and I genuinely appreciate you all, and I hope you had a good year. Hope I wasn't too crazy, it wasn't too much on you. You guys are genuinely important, and I really do love you. I love a lot of people, in case you can't tell from this video, but I generally do have a big heart, and I love every single one of you, and I do mean that. Take that how you want, but I care about you all very, very deeply. And the final thing that I want to address is the community. You guys watching this video. We have blown up in this last year. We have gone down as well because YouTube algorithm, all that stuff. But the Twitch community has slowly grown and has slowly added people over time, between base damage people coming over and my people moving over to base damage and people from other communities slowly coming in. You guys have made it a very fun and insightful year. You have supported me in great endeavors, from starting a merch store, which I never thought I'd do, but I had some pieces of merch out there, to having a Patreon and like starting to do stuff with that, to be able to have these fundraisers or go have meetups with base damage or other things, but still be Joe Schmo, be who I am in these meetups. It's a great time, and I genuinely never thought I'd be here, but you guys did this for me, and I was able to have a good time and spend a lot of moments and be blessed to have moments that, because of streaming, allowed me, and the YouTube allowed me to have. And next year is going to be even better with those opportunities, which I'll address in the next video. But thank you for the constant support. Thank you for the push to keep on going. Thank you for watching my content, commenting, doing all these things. Without you, I don't know where I would be with this streaming and YouTube, like, hobby, career, whatever you want to call it. Without you, I wouldn't be here. So thank you. I genuinely do appreciate you all, and I hope that 2024 was a good year for you. It wasn't too crazy, but as we're going into 2025, a lot of new things are going to happen. So in the next video, I'll address a bunch of new things that are going to happen and a lot of plans that I have, and we'll see if we were able to keep to them. I think this year we kept to like 4 of my 12 goals or whatever I have, but I'll address the next goals in the next video. Merry Christmas. I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a happy new year. Bye-bye.